House tilt. Oh, stuff, you're good? Okay, I'm gonna join it right now.
Hey,
What's going on, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Not too bad, man. Just finished work, getting my butt smacked in bullet. But that's standard
I
stuff.
see.
Standard stuff, standard stuff. So yeah, tell me about yourself. How did you discover my YouTube channel or Twitch? And you're from Reddit, right?
Um, yeah, I just came. Well, not really Reddit, but I just
Oh,
started watching your YouTube videos, and then I saw your video about you coaching someone around like my rating,
yep.
and then I followed your Twitch like this morning or something.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, I saw it. You're the last follower. Mike
Yeah.
GTO, where's Stewart? Oh no, are we gonna start the Stewart stuff again? This might be the standard tradition of Stewart. But yeah, so what did you think about the video? That's actually interesting because I want to hear your take of the video, and I want you to be like completely um, straight. Like, did you see stuff that you like that you learned from? Did you see things that was like too much or maybe you couldn't understand? Because that'll help me refine my approach sometimes based on the person I'm teaching. Because everyone's different.
Yeah, I really like the way you explain stuff to him. It's very instructive,
Okay.
I feel. Yeah.
So what
Um,
do you have? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, never mind. I
Yeah. No,
forgot.
no worries. Did you see any? Did you hear anything that you felt that you were able to take away directly, like for your game?
Oh yeah, what was it called? The opening
Hmm.
was like how you would like develop your pieces um to find like multiple moves. Well, I just so you if you remember in the game, he was supposed to castle, or the best like variation was to move your bishop to
Yep.
castle.
Yep.
I that was my plan, but I didn't know why I would do that.
Hmm.
But I would do that in a game, but I don't know why. But how you explained, like if you move your pawn up, you could like find discoveries in the future. Like that
Oh
was
yeah,
very
I know what you're talking about.
yeah
Um,
yeah.
so just kind of to recap, um, I was saying, and you tell me if this made sense. This is what you were talking about. I said that when someone's playing G3 or B3 to Fianchetto, that's a sign for you that they're going to like Fianchetto their bishop and try and get into a very like comfortable, like good bishop's square, or they're going to attempt to castle, which is also a very solid defense. But it's a little bit slow because it takes a couple of moves. So while that's happening, if there's a way you can kind of exploit their position or take the time for you to make a better move or develop your pieces in the way you want to without deal with um, having to deal with someone don't deal with their attack because they're not attacking, right? They're trying to build up their their board. Then you can take advantage
Yeah.
of it, and I think that's kind of important. And then I think I showed in the game where there was a move that you could actually take advantage of the slow bishop because you can attack
Hmm.
the pawn on e4 and have it pinned and everything.
Yeah.
Lewis Happy Face. Hey, thanks for the follow. You down to play for $20? Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
What is this coming from? So the only question I have for you, Lewis, is that are you a title player? Because if you're a title player, then the odds are against me, naturally. But yeah, I usually like I I actually do play for cash in chess, but I only do it on the board. Like when I go down to Toronto and I go to I play outside, play like the 5 minute blitzers. That's when I play for cash.
Wait,
And
you live
I'll,
in Toronto?
yeah, man.
Jeez, I live pretty close to you. I
Hey,
didn't
fellow
know.
Canadian. All right, all right. If I get bigger, then I usually play on
Yeah.
chess.com, but my rating is 900. Yeah, well, if you're 900 and you're gonna try and challenge me with $20, I think you're a little bit higher than 900. Oh, jeez. I think we have. Hold on. I got to. I think we have a special guest here. Legend of Kara, can you just type something real quick? Just to confirm your presence here. I forgot to give you this last time I saw you on my stream. I think it was about a month ago. Legend's a personal friend of mine. Just like Baby Yaga. Hey, there we go. That looks a little bit prettier. But yeah, so back to sorry, what's your name again, Mr. Stuff? Or should I call you Mr. Stuff? Do you want to be called Mr. Stuff?
You call me Stuff. I don't really like my name that much. Actually, you know what? That's fine. Yeah, just call me Stuff.
Okay, Stuff. As much as I want to continue with this lesson, I'm still getting challenged. I don't know what's going on. So, Lewis Happy, are you saying that you want to go 1 for $1, $20 on the line, winner take all game? Is that your, or is it one of those like, hey, try and beat me if you can, I'll give you a 20 on the line? Let's go. Screw it. You know what? I'll do it, but I won't do it now because Legend and Stuff and I are about to do a lesson, and I don't want to hold back on his training time. So if you're still here, then we can take it, and maybe we might not even do it on. We might not even do it on stream. We can just play. But yeah, I don't think you're 900, but that's cool. I'll accept the challenge later. So Stuff, what is it you want to focus on? And actually, you want to do it at 1? What, like 1 p.m.? Or 1 a.m.? No, the lesson's going to be a little bit longer than that.
Wait, what?
I'm talking to Lewis still. He's still chatting that...
yeah.
Here, I'll just message you on Twitch when I'm ready. Let's put it that way. Okay, so Stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share you my screen so you can see everything real time.
Okay.
I think that's like the easiest way to do this. Because I don't want you to watch the Twitch. Watch the Twitch, like all the chatter and stuff. That's great, but you want to see the stream for what we're doing. So, what is it you want to focus on specifically? And I think I remember you mentioned something about, like you talked a little bit about like how you enjoy like the early game, etc.
Yeah, I kind of need help with like navigating myself through the mid game. I feel like that's a common thing, but like I really like struggle to like make like transition into the end game.
So you want to, sorry, so you want to learn how to improve your middle game, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe, so can you be a little bit more specific? Like, what do you mean by improving the middle game?
Let's see how to articulate this.
Mm-hmm.
Like what to do basically, because I'm sometimes like just stuck, don't know what to do. In a sense.
Okay, I see what you mean. So, I feel that because you said you know a couple of openings, you do a lot of studying. Like you like take an opening, you kind of learn like the basics of the opening. So you learn like the first few moves for white, the first few moves for black, and then you kind of determine if you're comfortable with the opening or not. And if you're not comfortable, you scrap it, go find another one. And then if you enjoy this opening, or let's say you win with it and have some success, then you keep playing it. But then you get to points where you don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a game where we can review where you played like a really good opening, but then you kind of like you were kind of lost on what to do, and then it resulted in a loss?
How many moves do you need?
It could be anything. It could be 15 moves. It could be 30 moves. I just want you to find a game, and kind of like what I did in the video. Once you find the game, you're going to read me all the moves, and we're going to go through it one move at a time.
Okay. I'm going to find a quick game. Okay. I'm using chess.com, by the way.
Yeah, no worries. I use chess.com too, but I would just want to start using lead chess because I
Okay.
was all my other streams I was on chess.com, and I kind of want to switch back. And
Uh,
yeah, don't
okay.
mind me. I'll be talking with the chat as well. So
Okay.
it's gonna get it will happen.
I don't know if it was a good game, but it's fairly recent.
No, but pick pick a game where you had like a good opening that you felt good at. Because I want to see like kind of like it's easy to blunder or maybe not play the opening that great and like not know what to do because that makes sense. But I want you to find a game where hey, I had a good opening, like it was good. I got whatever my objective was, and then I kind of just went like I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Please fix your bot message, punk. Well, how do I fix this? Legend. What is wrong with what is wrong with this messaging? Like, are you talking about like the frequency, everything?
I send you game.
Yeah, no, take your time. You don't need to send me the game. I just want you to read the moves. I just want you to find the right.
Oh, read the moves. Oh my god.
Yeah. No. I don't. Want to. No, I want you to read it.
Okay.
It's much.
Okay.
It's much better.
Okay. E4, E5. Knight F3.
Dude, man, I'm good, but not that good. Okay, so.
Okay, my bad.
So wait, you don't even tell me if you're black or white yet.
I'm white.
Okay, you're white.
Okay.
It's called server, not channel, and also put a space before the Discord link. So, oh yeah, I could see that. Why is it like that? Okay, I need to actually change that. That's actually really bad. Thank you, Legend, for pointing that out again and again and again. Okay, so you played E4.
E5.
E5. So
Knight F3.
How strong was your opponent? Like, what was their rating?
It was just a normal blitz game. He was 1200, almost 1200.
Okay. Normally. So you played Knight F3.
Bishop B5. Oh, knight C6.
Knight C6. See, this is why I get this is why I always get everyone to read the game, because you have to like actually like say it and read it and make sure you say it correctly. I don't know, it's kind of fun, but it's like the old school because in the old days we never had like interfaces like this. We just kind of like did it on the board, right?
Yeah.
So Knight C6.
Knight Bishop B5.
Bishop B5. Okay. Sorry. I have to pause for a second. Stuff. I just have to point out someone real quick. So wait a minute, Legend. I gave you a VIP badge, and you just noticed now? That's why I said for you to type something so that way I could get you to show the VIP badge. Oh my god. Really? I don't give a VIP badge out to people. Here's oh, Legend. You're funny, man. You're like, come on. LIST and listen. Oh, you're like, listen, I had a long work day. Oh, that sucks. Fight me? I wouldn't want to fight you. You're gonna kick my ass. I know how evil you can get. Nope. Not fighting you. I'm not falling in that trap. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Stuff. So you played Bishop E5. So do you know what opening this is, right?
Roy Lopez.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Okay. The next move is Bishop C5.
Okay.
Castles by me.
Okay.
Knight F6.
Okay.
Rook E1.
Yeah, this is all standard so
Castles. Far. C3.
Okay.
D6. Uh, Knight C6. I
So
don't know
you
what that means.
so you took the knight.
I mean, no, not knight. I mean bishop. Bishop. Bishop X C6. My bad. My bad.
So you took the knight with the bishop, right?
Yeah, I took the bishop. I took knight with the bishop. Yeah.
So my question is, why did you take it?
Um. Okay, so I'm not really that good in close positions,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just wanted to open up the board, and I felt like the easiest way to do that is to just go knight. I mean, to take and then move my e pawn up to,
You mean
and then
move your
trade.
d pawn, right, to
Yeah, my
d4?
d pawn. My bad. My bad. Yeah.
Okay, so it does open up the board. So I'm not saying that it's like a blunder at all. It's definitely not a blunder. Um, I just kind of want to point out something so that way um, you kind of know the reason why white plays c3. So the purpose of c3 is so that way you can have this bishop whenever it gets attacked go from a4 to bishop c2 and kind of keep that bishop there, or maybe bishop a4 to b3 in case there's like an a6 b5, which is usually what black does all the time in the Ruy Lopez, right? Like that's actually one of the main lines. So
Yeah.
that's why c3 is like played is more for the bishop, and obviously you want to set up a d4 push eventually. Um, in the Ruy Lopez, the bishop is light bishop is considered very strong, so it's not something that you want to give away for free, like just to give away when it's such a useful tool, especially in this opening. And I get like after you take and you can play d4, yeah, you're gaining a bit of a center presence, but now they have two bishops, or you might have heard this term before called the bishop pair. And in an open game, which you like, bishop pairs rule the game. So
Okay.
you're not it's not like but you're not like it's not like a blunder or it's not even a disadvantage, but it's much easier to play the bishop pair in an open board. You have and there's a lot more potential for your bishops to rain down than um, compared to like trying to get the center, but giving up your your bishop in the process without any like really clear sense of like advantage. I guess if that makes sense. So I wouldn't recommend. I'm not saying you have to change it. It's just kind of like my thoughts on it. Like if I was playing, like if it's after d6, if I was like in this position right now, and I would play h3 immediately, because usually what happens is in this spot you'd never want that bishop, the light bishop, to go to g4 ever. So you'll find like grandmasters, anyone doesn't matter, they'll play h3 just to prevent that from happening. And then you might see the a6, b5, and then you can see the bishop b3 or bishop c2, and then you see like the grand d4 push, and now you still have your bishops, and it's kind of like they have a bit of space, and now you're pushing through to the center.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. So you took. They went BXC, I'm assuming, and then you played D4, right?
Yeah, I played D4.
Okay. And
Bishop B6.
okay.
Knight B D2.
Yeah, that's standard. But
E takes D4. Or the pawn.
I'm just hold on thinking.
No, after.
I guess
After,
there's no value
never mind.
because then the e pawn drops too. Yeah. No, you're playing it right. So bishop b. No, I was trying to see if there's like a way to get a free pawn out of this.
Yeah.
So after bishop e6, let's say you took the e pawn, right? They took back. Yeah, I think it's actually I don't think. I think it's a free pawn because after you take the queen, take the rook, you get the pawn, and if they play rook e8 to attack the knight and go after your now weak pawn, you could just play knight c6 and grab up another pawn.
Oh, I can see that.
So it looks like you're up a pawn, but it's kind of scary because black has these two bishops and they're like
Yeah.
raining down on your position. And they got 4 active pieces and you only have 2. And you still have a sleeper knight and bishop. But you're up a pawn. And a lot of games in chess really come down to like one person has an extra pawn, but the other person has something called like the initiative or an attack. So it really depends on your style here of. So like I'll give you an example. So here this is like we're outside the opening, right?
Mhm.
So we would definitely call this the middle game or maybe game approaching the end game. Um, this is something where like if you're up a pawn and you're um, being like attacked by like a lot of pieces, you want to try and play defensive and try and play solid because if you can hold off their attack, then your actual pawn becomes an actual advantage and it could become a winning position. It could become a winning game for you if you can hang on to it or if you can just stop the pressure or like kind of diffuse the pressure from happening. And that's an actual like not, that's not even an actual like style. That's an actual plan. It's like, oh, I'm up a pawn. I'm getting a lot of attacking. Let's see if I can try and defend this all. And
Mhm.
black will try and go all in to try and go after you. And if they are unsuccessful, then you'll probably win the game easily. So again, I know this is a blitz game, and I guess it's. Do you play like rapid games where you're thinking a
Uh,
lot more, or more time?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I think the next game we can look at as a rapid game because obviously in
yeah,
Blitz you're not gonna be able to like cipher through that right away. I'm just pointing
yeah.
out that that is like a possibility, and it might be a good one for you because I don't know, like, or do you prefer being up a pawn and just being attacked, or which is not necessarily a bad thing, or do you prefer like being the one with the initiative attacking someone, but you might be down a pawn?
I'd rather attack. I feel like it's much easier for me
It is
to
you.
find moves. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they play bishop b6. You play knight b d2, and then they played
Um,
d exd.
yeah.
So they took the pawn. And what did you do?
I took back with my C pawn.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's better.
Um, Bishop A5. Um, See, this is where like I didn't know what to do, so I just like I wanted to move my knight to the G file eventually.
Like here?
So no, my other knight, like
Oh, like something like this?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
So I started off by moving that there.
Oh, you just did it.
Yeah, I just did it.
Oh,
No, wait. No, I think I got the move order wrong. Wait,
yeah. Okay.
what? Oh no, I played A3. I'm done.
And why did you play a3?
I was setting up for B4.
Okay. Um,
I felt like that diagonal was like very annoying, so I just wanted to shut it down.
what about queen a4?
Yeah, I checked the engine after that, and it said that was the best move because it targets the pawn and the bishop, which I just missed.
Yeah. So okay, and we're not gonna. We don't need to go too deeply into this. But yeah, queen a4 is probably is very clear. And it also the other thing too indirectly that the engine won't really point out is that it moves your queen away from d1, which is good because if black plays bishop g4, which is a normal move to make, especially in this opening, you don't have that knight pinned, so you don't have to necessarily worry about the bishop, the black bishop. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
So you're
Yeah.
kind of doing like some multi-purpose, like all at once. Pardon me. Okay, so you played a3. Oh no, yeah, you played a3. And what did you
Yeah.
do?
Um, bishop a6.
So it just kind of went back. Okay.
No, never mind. Well, I'm actually like
Oh,
super
bishop
bad at reading.
a6. Like, oh, you meant
No,
bishop b6.
yeah, b6. My bad.
Okay.
Knight f1.
So why knight? So you wanted to play knight to g3. You want to get the knight to g3.
Wait,
Is that what was
wait.
that?
I'm. No, he moved his other knight to. No, not b6. I mean a6. I'm so stupid. I'm
No,
sorry
no
if
worries.
I'm not.
That's
I'm
why.
allowed to say that.
No, you can say it all you want. Like this
Okay.
is, you could swear too, but I'd probably not prefer it. And I'm not swearing,
Yeah,
so
I don't swear, so it's fine.
that's okay. But you see why I want people to read it
Yeah.
because it's actually kind of important because we're so visually, we do everything visual so much like on screens and things that it's good to like read the moves out and know where the moves are in your head because it actually kind of helps with your calculating and just like recognizing which square is like where. And I know it's a little tough because it's 64 squares at the end of the day, but those little things kind of, I feel like they do make a difference, especially for newer players. So
Yeah.
you played a3.
He
going,
played
yeah.
a6.
Pawn to a6?
No, it was bishop.
So he played bishop a6.
Yeah, bishop a6.
And what did you think about this move?
I felt like I didn't really need to do anything because it's not really threatening anything, but it's still like dangerous, and it like controls a lot of the what's it called, the white squares around my area.
Yeah, true.
So I just left it for now. I really didn't know what to do, and so I just tried to get rid of the other bishop
by playing b4, right?
Yeah, by playing b4.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be careful about playing moves like b4, especially when you don't have a c pawn, because you can be put in a scenario where you kind of overextend your pawns, and then they can be attacked by other pawns with good backup. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because like in the future, when those like the bishop on a6, I'm not 100% sure that's the best spot. Maybe it is. I don't know really yet. But Black would love to play something like a5 or a7 to a5, and then try and like crack the b4 pawn because it's kind of like it's a little bit vulnerable. It's just only protected by one pawn. And that's not really tactics. That's kind of more positional. But that's something that definitely, in your rating, you can understand that you don't want to extend unless it's doing like a job. In this case, yeah, you're kind of moving the bishop back, but the bishop's still going to be like attacking. It's still going to have a pretty good square. And it's actually setting them up for c5, because now c5 is protected by the bishop and pawn. Oops. So we went here. Queen a4 is maybe not be a bad idea either, because it kind of forces a trade. And yeah, maybe the bishop goes to b5, but now your queen can go to like a nice square like c2, and now you're starting to develop. And the bishop, even though on b5, it's a little bit misplaced. Like it's I don't know. I don't think it's in the best spot it could be. Because if that bishop ever moves from b5, notice how the c6 pawn will fall immediately. So you kind of want to, like, it's fine using pawns, but if you can find a way to develop a piece and attack at the same time and like do it safely, I think that is definitely what's going to make you a better and in terms of just getting more of your pieces out. So it's kind of like just developing, except you're developing with tempo, attacking, like repositioning. You're doing a lot of things all in one move. And that's something to note too. Like you can, in chess, if you can make a move where it does a lot of things, and it's not so relied on that piece, but you're doing quite a few different things with that particular piece, then it might be like a good move to do. While if you're playing b4, um, it does do two things. You attack a bishop, and you can develop your own bishop. Um, the question is the bishop better on b2, or is it better like say on g5 or f4? That also is debatable. So you played b4. They played bishop b6, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played knight f1. That was the idea I was talking about earlier.
Okay, so what does knight f1 do again? It goes to knight g3, right?
Yeah.
And then what does knight g3 do?
I just feel like it's a better spot than it was before. So.
But what does it act like? So let's say the knight's on g3, right?
Yeah.
What does it actually do? Like, you tell me what it does.
Like, it could potentially be an outpost on the f-file.
On like f5?
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely an idea. What else could it be? Like, what else does the knight do?
Could defend.
Okay, defend what?
I don't know exactly.
No, you do know. You can just look at the board. So imagine the knight's on g3, right? Mm-hmm. So like visualize it in your head. What is it defending on your side?
Like the square in front of the rook, and then the pawn as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So your knight goes to g3. So now you're defending the e2, the e4 pawn. You're also defending the square here too, and you're also threatening to go to f5, and you're also protecting h5 square, so black can't put a knight there if they want to, at least not right now. Mm-hmm. So what I'm trying to say is you have a knight, and you're trying to make two separate knight moves. Mm-hmm. When you still have a bishop on c1, and you have a rook on a1 that hasn't moved the entire game yet. And this is not a criticism at all. I'm just going to explain to you that if you're going to invest two whole moves into a piece to move it twice, it needs to be doing something. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, if it's not doing anything, then you got to develop your pieces.
Okay.
Because you'll notice in your rating, and you'll probably seen it like playing against like blitz players, bullet players, more rapid. Someone might move their piece like 6 times, like or 5 times or 3 times. They move a pawn like 4 times. Hey, if that pawn's going to do something, if it's going to become a queen or get a fork and capture a piece, absolutely, it's justified. But if it's not going to do anything like spectacular, then you just committed 3 moves. It's not really justified. You had 3 moves to improve or to better your pieces into a development state, and then have a better army.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So and I kind of feel, and here's the funny part. I don't play Rui Lopez at all, but I do play the Italian game, and you know the Italian game, right?
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah, it's very similar, but it's still actually quite different. It's bishop c4 instead of b5. So I play a line where actually I play knight b d2, and I play knight f1, and I play knight g3. And the reason why this particular line of Italian, why I can get away with it, is because black can't really attack my board. So if I recognize that black can't really hurt me, can't make any really strong pushes, and I can show you an example of one of my games, so you can see what I mean. Actually, you know what? Let me show you an example really quick right now.
Yeah, I think I heard. I think I was watching one of like Daniel Naroditsky's videos, and he was like, you can take time to develop your pieces if it's like a close position, but otherwise you should just rapidly develop.
Yeah, no,
which
absolutely.
I should have done there.
But I just want to give you like an example, because I don't like you can't be playing. you're not gonna be playing like a 23
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
to see. I need to figure out. Okay, so I can look at all these openings and I can tell if you see Italian first before me, let me know, and then I can just pick it right away. I guess I didn't play Italian for a while. Um, like I literally thought I played Italian yesterday. There we go. Okay. So this is a game where I lost, but I want to kind of give you an idea of the knight f1 because I've actually funny enough, out of all the moves that you play, I actually play this one all the time in this particular line. So I start off with bishop c4, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see my screen, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then they play bishop c5. I play d3 to protect the pawn and the bishop. Knight f6, and I play c3. But the whole point of c3 is not to play d4. Ever. I never play d4 in this line.
Mm-hmm.
There's two reasons. Number one, to get to protect this bishop from being taken. Because if I don't play ec3, black can play knight a5, and I pretty much am going to lose the bishop because let's say I just play bishop b5 to avoid a knight, then you're going to see some of these like c6 b5 chains, and then I'm going to lose my bishop anyway on b3. So I give myself an escape route. I think actually you can't go knight a b5 because there's a tactics. Because if black does this, like you can actually sack on f7 and then play b4, and now you're attacking the bishop and knight. You see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I intentionally play c3, and then the second reason why I play c3 is I prevent the knight from going to d4 or b4. So it does so notice how it does two things. This move, which is why it's a good move. So they play a6, which is so notice how black also does a move that does two things at the same time. Actually, it does three things. It gives the black bishop in a safety spot. It sets up b5, and it defends b5, so I can't put my bishop there if I want to change my mind. So now with black or with white, I always tuck the bishop in. So this is the part where I'm actually giving away a move, but I'm doing it because I want to keep this bishop in the game because it's everything. It's like one of my strongest key attacking pieces because it slices through f7, and it's extremely good. And if this knight goes after it, I can tuck it to c2, and now it's supporting my d3 e4 chain. So it's doing multiple things, and I can send it back out if I ever need to. So,
what's the difference between like an Italian game and the Roy Lopez or the Roy Lopez?
That's a good question. I feel like the Italian game is much more open. You can get to a lot more open positions, and it really utilizes that bishop on c4. Like it's kind of like the whole centerpiece of the Italian. And I feel like the Ruy Lopez, it can transition to so many things. It can transition to like a martial attack, which is like black giving up a pawn, but getting like all this like momentum or initiative. It can also translate to the Berlin, which I don't know the Berlin too well, like in terms of actually playing it. I've seen it a million times because every grandmaster has played and pretty much mastered the Berlin. As one of the most effective black opening moves in the Ruy Lopez. So that position I think it's a little bit more closed if I remember. No, it's not closed at all. It's actually quite open, but it's like this really weird like knight dance on e4 to d6 type sequence. And to be honest, I just don't understand the Berlin too much. I never played it, never really tried to learn it, and I usually avoid it. So that's why I don't play bishop b5. I don't want to play something I don't know how to play against or haven't studied it. So, but this opening I have studied quite a bit, and I just kind of want to show you the purpose of just the knight f1. So I extend the pawn because I'm kind of protecting the b5 square. I don't want him to just see. This is a way to kind of clamp on space. I don't want black to gain space for free, at least. I want to challenge the player if they're attempting to. So look at these basic normals. Notice how I play knight bd2, which is it's just very normal. So in this line, when I play knight f1, I actually don't castle.
Why?
Because this line is meant to do one thing only. It's meant to attack the black king. And I do a pawn storm. And then I put my knight on f5, like you said. But I did it because I can afford to do it because black's not really attacking me. So I can dance my knight to the most effective square and then try and proceed to... And notice how I retreated the bishop? Because I don't want it to be exchanged, because if I kept the bishop here, black can take, and then I'm forced to like go after the bishop. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, I lost this game, but I just want to kind of give you an yeah, man. That's why this is why chess players, we can take loss very well. That's something that's that's something that we know how to take loss like well because
I like losing.
Oh, you don't want to say that. You know what?
It gives me opportunities to learn. That's why. Come on.
No, that's good. But you also want to like winning more.
But I also like winning more. Yeah.
That's obviously. You gotta be a lion, man. Or you could be a lion in sheep's clothing as long as you're still a lion. It's a good line, actually. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk to you about knight f1. Like, I do it too, and if it serves multiple purposes, then do it. But if it doesn't, then you might want to consider getting your pieces out. Like, bishop b2 is not a bad idea because you're kind of like protecting d4 pawn. Ethan, I don't like losing. It just seems to happen a lot. Well played. Okay, so you play knight f1. And then what did they do?
I have to go back to my c5.
Oh, okay. So they did play c5. So what did you think about that move?
I just like quick took it. I think I was like, because it was 3-0. It was 3-0. So I was just like blitzing out moves. I didn't even like decide to or think about anything, so I decided to take with my pawn, my d pawn.
Okay, so now, when you took with the d pawn, do you think that was a good move? Like, as you look at it now, do you feel like it's a good move?
I feel like I could push my pawn up one, maybe, but...
Why is that?
I feel like I shouldn't trade my queens here. Because...
What does the queens have to do with this position?
When you take with the d pawn, he's gonna take with his pawn, and then it's like a queen trade here.
Is it actually a queen trade, or can you move your
No,
queen?
because you can move your queen, obviously.
Okay.
To the a file, maybe. That was probably a good idea, now that I look at it. Yeah.
Well, you have to be careful, right? Because they could take...
Yeah, when I analyzed this game, it said that was a blunder, moving the knight to f1. Probably because he could take there. And so it's a good lesson to learn. Not do that.
I don't know if it's yeah, but you have to understand why it's not a good move. So what happens? Okay, so black just took the knight on f1, right? Why do you have to take with the king? Why can't you take with the rook?
Because you're underdeveloping the rook.
Well,
and it's defending a pawn.
Yeah,
as well.
that's the number one priority.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
But here's the reason why it's a blunder, because now black just plays here. And then after the king retreats, now the pawn's taken. And you have this potential f2 threat right now. Because all that the black pawn has to do is kind of take this way or go down, and now the bishop and knight are coordinated on the f2 pawn. So there's like a tactic involved.
Yeah.
You see? So let's say you're playing a chess game, right? You're white,
Mm.
and they play c5. I want you to take a second and tell me what your move is and why you're gonna do it, and not just like your next move, but like the next like three, four moves.
Um, I was my first like intuition move was to move my D pawn up, and then he would take the pawn. Then I take the pawn back, which frees my rook on a semi-open file, attacking the bishop.
Mm-hmm. Well, black can just play the bishop here on b5, and the bishop kind of this can't be attacked by anything. And now there's like something like a V going on. Like that's a lot of coverage for two bishops beside each other. Look at what look at all the targets, all the squares they're hitting.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the best move. Okay, so now forget your intuition. Look at the
Mm-hmm.
board and start looking at different lines. Like start calculating. Like try this way, try this way, try this way. Maybe try look at another move that might not have to be like white having to take the pawn, and see what you can come up with, and maybe and then let me know what you decided. So pretend it's like this is a game right now you're playing. And
Mm-hmm.
black just played c5.
Bishop G5, attacking the knight.
Are you still thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, take your time. Thinking takes time, Punk. Don't rush it. What is? Come on, Legend. Why are you trying to
see,
beat the
see
bad girl?
this this is this is where I get confused. Like I have no clue on like what to do, and whatever I calculate, like I feel like it doesn't work,
Okay,
or I just can't think of the idea.
so look at it this way: calculation is not necessarily based um, on. It's not based on. How do I say this? When you calculate, it's very non-biased. You're not trying to um, come up with an idea. You just want to go through a series of moves and see where it
Yeah.
ends up, and then decide from there. Then, um, is this a good position or not? And that's the key, because I'll give you a hint. So I'll tell you every single. I'll give you all these options, and I want you to calculate every option. So like go like back and forth, and then
Mm-hmm.
decide which one you feel is the best one. So black played c5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so option one is bxc.
Mm-hmm.
Option two is dxc. Option three is queen a4. Option four is bishop b2. And then option five is bishop e3. So start off with the b2 or B and C option, calculate as far as you can. Like, okay, if I do this, black will do this, and try and be as accurate as you can, and then decide if you think this is a good or not, and then switch with the D and C, switch to the Queen A4, switch to the Bishop B2, switch to the Bishop E3, and once you've done that, and it doesn't have to be like 5-7 moves down. It could be just a 3 move calculation for each line. Then you can tell me what you feel is the best move for white, and then you have to prove it why it's the best move.
Mm-hmm.
So you can also put me on mute while you're thinking, just in case I need to trash talk Legend a little bit more. Thinking does take time. Whoa, hold on a second. Ethan, I made you one of the first moderators ever. And there's some loyalty here. And you just defend Legend, who just came out of nowhere. Like, what the hell, man? You can't do that. That's preposterous. Come on, Ethan, man. Where's the loyalty, man? Have you heard the saying bros before? Well, you know how that goes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But Legend, everywhere you step into, any virtual chat room that you take your feeble little feet and you enter, you just take over and you just like manipulate and like hypnotize everyone around you to your dealings, to yourself. Vijay, I'll take your side when I get my wow. When you get your lesson, I see how it is.
I think I like fianchettoing my bishop more.
Fianchettoing? So you mean like Bishop B2?
Yeah.
Okay, prove it. Why is that the best move?
If he takes, then
so sorry. So Bishop B2 first, right?
Yeah. If he takes either pawn, if he takes a D pawn, I take my bishop or my knight, and I have like 2 defenders on that, so he can't take, or he can take. If he takes, then I take back.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have a better position because I have like more control over the center, kind of.
Yeah.
Pieces. That's
a great point. Okay.
So I think that's the best. But if he takes pawn, if I take pawn, instead of moving my bishop, like it's.
Sorry. So you play bishop.
Yeah.
You play bishop B2.
Yeah. If he takes the other pawn, I just take back with the A pawn, and I have a good file for my rook attacking the bishop.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. And you're attacking the bishop, so the bishop's forced to move. So the bishop might go to B7 and put more attackers on the E pawn. But from here, maybe you can now play knight G3, and wow, look! Suddenly these knights are looking really coordinated. Like, look at all the squares they're covering.
Yeah.
Or you can even push if you wanted to. I don't know if that's the best move, but I'm just giving you. I'm just like that's just that is a possibility. Don't know if it's good though, but it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Legend said, "My feeble little feet are going to deliver a roundhouse kick," and you're doing it to like the security professional who actually knows how to fight. So yeah, good luck. But is it good? Wait, are you doing like a Jet Li roundhouse kick, or are you doing like a Jackie Chan roundhouse kick? There's a little bit of a difference there. So I'll let you know what I think. I think that I also would have played Bishop D2. So my thought process is kind of similar to yours. If they take the B pawn, I feel like we're in a good spot, even when they have double bishops, because you have the knight G3 move, which makes a lot of sense, and now you're covering all these pawns and these spaces. So I think it's quite effective, and you're also putting your knights. And notice this, that you put your knights in front of your king, which is kind of good in a sense because you got two bishops aiming down at you. You want to kind of like beef up your defenses, right?
Yeah.
Security professional, I'm 5'2". I'll win in the fight. Trust me. Hey, if you got better training than me, then maybe you will. I don't see Vajir winning against anyone. I need to like. Can I time you out? How do you do that? Let me check. Options. Oh, I don't want to ban you, but that's okay. Fine. I'll figure out how to time you out one day. I don't know how to do it yet. And it'll be the first time I ever time out a VIP. Like, that's how ridiculous it is. So the other idea I was thinking too was that if black takes the D pawn, right, with D4, you can capture with the knight. And then I was thinking they might do something like C5. And I wasn't sure if this is better, but I figured like after a bit of like taking, or even taking, oops, your knight can go here. Your knight can go to this kind of nice outpost here. Doesn't look too bad for you, because now their bishop's kind of blocked by this pawn, and you got this really crazy bishop that's like aiming at this knight. And ideally, you don't want the queens don't want to come off yet, because if they do, you just got, look at your rooks now. They're like open lane season. And if you take that knight with your bishop, you can actually like screw up their pawn structure. And then the knight can kind of infiltrate freely because these rooks are here. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I concur with your assessment. Good job. And I made it tough too, because I gave you 5 options. I could have made it like 2 or 3. And you were able to deduce that correctly. So you got some talent, man. You just got to stop playing blitz games and start playing rapid games so you can use that talent. Because blitz, you're not going to find that. It's going to be too hard to, like, you need more experience and a little more pattern recognition to like kind of spot the idea. But notice how if you use the same principle of just developing, notice how you get more options. Legend Limo, do it, but I'll delete all my messages too. Oh, it'll delete all my messages too. Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Ethan, don't worry, Legend. I'll always untime you out, baby. Oh God. I can't do it to my mod. He's my mod. That's not right, man. I feel powerless. 2 of you going at it. Okay. So I think we've got a good idea of. So notice how before you even try to focus on before you're trying to focus on finding like what the good options are, you want to try and develop as much as you can in order to give yourself the best options possible, and then give yourself the time to figure out what is the option. So there's kind of like different steps, and that's why you're having trouble with the middle game, is because you want to get your pieces out really quick and to get them to like decent, good squares. And the one thing you are doing really well is you're playing to your strengths, right? You want to try and put it in open positions because you realize that, hey, I kind of think better. You are powerless. Yeah, I see. Okay, sure. Sure. Wait, do you have more followers than me now, Legend? I just realized that. Because I noticed you've been hitting some 20 viewer marks. At least I haven't seen you recently, but the last time I remember, maybe like weeks ago. Okay. So where were we? So we played knight f1. And then what happened in the game?
Wait, give me a sec. I gotta find the move. Knight f1, c5, dx c5, dx c5.
Oh, you're going. You just lost me. Sorry, what's going on?
No, I'm just repeating the moves that we already did. Sorry. He moved his c pawn up one.
Oh yeah, so and then
Yeah.
you took it, right?
Yeah, I took with my d pawn. He took back and with his d pawn, and then I traded queens.
Oh man,
Yeah, this was not the play.
Uh-oh.
It all went downhill from here.
And what did you take with?
He took with his a rook. bxc5 by me.
Okay.
Bishop xc5.
So wait, Legend, you went on hiatus, right? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Ethan, it is what they say in Star Wars, a female, or is it no? That's Ferengi, right? That's like female, or I can't remember. But yeah, she's on sadly a kick-ass one. Sadly, but you should watch her streams. She has some very entertaining streams. I'm not gonna lie, especially when she dies like 100 times. Good content, quality content. Can't 100%, and I definitely support her on that. So Black plays Bishop at c5. Yeah, this is starting to look a little like. Don't go on. This is open game and like open season, but look at these bishops, right? They look disgusting. Like
yeah, they look a little too good. A little too good.
Yeah, your bishop is like being shut down by its like
yeah.
buddy over here, and it's like staring off into the wilderness on the right side.
It likes to open, don't worry.
Oh my god! So Legend said you just like the eeping. I do like the eeping. I promise I'm a bit of a sucker for the eeping because it's just this high pitch that it's not natural to humans. So definitely like the eeping. In fact, maybe one day if you do this for like more than a year, I'll like record every single eeping and I can make a montage, and that'd be like a very eeping like type of video. Hey, you got a follower. That's cool. So, all right, I think we're gonna try and kill this game. So, what did you do? What happened next? What did you do as white?
Knight g3.
Oh, so you finally committed to the knight g3. All right. Okay. Do you think that was the best move? I don't know about that, but
I don't know at this point.
I think this bishop
I feel like
needs some air.
Yeah. Rook f e8.
Rook f e8. That's a good sign. Okay, that's a good move.
Bishop g5.
Yeah. So what was that move? What was that move? 11, move 12, right? Yeah, we got bishop out, boys and gals. We finally did.
It only took forever.
Only took 12 moves. It's okay. No, this can't be 12 moves. That's it's 12 moves. Okay, this is a really fast game. So bishop g5.
Rook d3.
It makes sense because you're attacking the a pawn. What did you do?
I did a4. I just pushed the one up.
Okay.
Rook b3 by me.
They played rook b3.
By me. Wait, what? No. Wait, why doesn't it say that? It doesn't say it's his move. I'm so lost.
Why? Was the game over by that time?
No, wait. Okay, so g5. No, I played a4 after this.
Yeah, a4.
Yeah, he played b3. Yeah, that's right.
So they just played rook b3 randomly?
Yeah, just randomly. We were like
okay
50 seconds each. It was not very good.
Okay, so you guys are just going like literally like nonstop.
This was late night blitz. Okay, that's my excuse.
Gotcha.
Okay, bishop takes knight over here. And he took with g pawn, and then rookie c1. Bishop b6. knight d2. Rook b2.
Oh,
Yeah, this is really bad for me.
the pain's coming.
Uh, Rook d1. Bishop d4.
Damn. Okay.
Rook ac1.
Okay.
C5 by him.
Nice. I actually like these moves.
Knight f3 by me.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is not good. This is not. Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah.
H1 by me.
Yeah.
A bishop takes g3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes rook d5, d7 by me.
Oh, you didn't even take the free pawn?
Okay. No.
Yeah, who needs free pawns anyway?
Who needs a pawn? Hello?
Definitely not.
Rook e2.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So when you see rooks on the 7th rank, it's pretty much over.
Yep. Yeah, it looks donezo for me. Knight h4.
Okay.
B4. Rook b4 by him.
Okay.
Rook x a7 by me.
You know what you could have done? You could have just played this. And then you actually have, and then you can actually throw a mate.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Probably should have done that.
Oh, that's okay. I know you're like down to like 30 seconds, so it's hard.
Yeah.
Can I follow you on Spotify, listen to it, or is it a personal one? I have like 7 Spotify playlists. I got so many of them. Yeah, if you find me, you could just find me on Spotify, the same name, Fajir, and yeah, you can look at them. It's just music. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's personal and stuff like that, but I don't like. I find it odd when people don't share like the songs that are personal to them, because there could be so many reasons why someone likes a particular song, even if it's like 7 is a lot. GG. I have like 30. Okay, well, what I've done is like I've taken like maybe like 2,000 songs and I compiled it down to like 7 clear lists with different themes for. Okay, you know what? You're trolling me. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna look at every single list I have right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, I have 25. But I only listen to like really 7 of them. Because the 7 are actually downloaded onto my Spotify. Which, by the way, I have the premium version. Thanks to a friend of mine. Now, I mean, like, is the name personal? I'm not sure what you mean by the name personal. Yeah, so you played Rook A7.
He took my pawn on the A file.
Okay.
Then I took the pawn on the C file. Yep. With my rook. And then he went rook E1.
Okay.
Yeah, H2. Rook A1.
Oh, he's gonna try and kill you that way. Okay.
King H3. I just tried running my life. Rook H1. King G4. Bishop E2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the killer.
King F4. I want a mission. Rook A7. Rook, rook c8. It's a desperate check. Very desperate.
Sorry, you went rook c8.
Yeah. Knight f5.
Huh?
Rook g8.
Holy jeez, you're getting close.
King f5. Oh, h5, my bad. And then g4. Knight g3. Rook g4.
That's mate.
Wait, what?
You mated them. I thought this game was a loss.
No, this is a loss. This is not mate. He has. Wait, did I do this wrong?
I'm like,
He checks.
what?
He checks. He checks.
How do you check if you're still checking him?
Wait.
You just did you just did like made an 8 or something. It was like the godliest one. Hold on a second. So it's like you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just did mate in 6. What the hell?
Oh no, he moved his king up. He moved his king up a 4. I thought he moved his king up.
Oh, here, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then I took.
Jesus Christ! I was like, mate?
Yeah, I was like, wait, why is this?
Dang, you got so close to me in one.
Yeah. And then he checked me. Well, after I took his rook, I took his bishop. My bad.
Oh, you didn't even take the juicy rook. Yeah, if you actually took the rook, you might have had it. This would be pretty much almost. This could be a draw.
Yeah.
That's
mistakes.
okay.
Mistakes were made.
So you took mistakes were made, and then he played rook a4. I bet, right?
Yeah. Then I played king f3. He played rook a3.
Oh, he just kept checking. Okay.
Yeah, it was time trouble. Okay. F2 by me. Rook d1. Rook h4. King g5 by him. Rook x h7 by me. Rook a2 by him. King f3 by me. Rook a3. f2. Rook d1.
You need d2.
d1.
It's already on d1.
Wait, what? Wait. What am I? Oh, I'm stupid. No, he did. He played the other rook. Day one, my bad. It's weird. He played the other rook day one. Yeah.
Oh, like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I think I lost time here. I lost my time.
Damn, this game wasn't over yet. You can still fight on for sure.
Yeah.
It's tough, but it's good. Okay. Yeah, I think overall this game was wow, this was like what, 40 something minutes? Yeah, so I think overall, because you're so heavy in understanding openings, I think you want to. I think the principle of getting your pieces out faster, I feel like it still overrules like the knight f1 type of sequence, because when you got knight to g3 at the end, it wasn't. It didn't do much at that time. So, like Knight G3 and these type of sequences, you got to have like the timing correct, where it's at its most effective point, and it's ready to do like infiltration or ready to do its job. Um, but if some things happen, then it's not going to work anymore, and then now you just committed what 3 moves, 2 3 moves on a piece. And if you noticed, if you played Bishop B2, just 1 move, it changed the whole game structure, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's something that you want to focus on is like getting your pieces out, giving yourself many options, and the more options you have, the less chance of you having difficulty finding idea. Um, Now, if you're going to play Bullet or Blitz, um, you don't want to be hard on yourself at all because it's very hard to get your ability up. You need to have like thousands and thousands of games um, just to get experience and knowing how to move quick and get pattern recognition. Or if you just do like nonstop tactics, then like if you do like 10 a day, your tactics will get better, and then you can actually play Blitz all the time because it's almost like you're cheating because you'll see the pattern without even truly understanding it, and you'll just move. If that makes sense.
That's basically how I started. I just started doing like the lead chess puzzles because I didn't want to spend money on like
Yeah, of course.
the actual thing, and then I started playing Blitz. Like I barely played any rapid games. I maybe have like 50 or so.
So what's your tactics strength at?
It's 2,000 on lead chess.
Oh, okay, okay. I see you. That's pretty high for someone at your strength. Okay, pretty good. So, do you still continue to do tactics every day?
Yeah. I'm doing like a lot less right now because of school and like April break right now, which is like this like it just started.
Yeah.
So like the past like couple weeks, no, but otherwise, yeah. Like after today, I'm just gonna grind tactics really.
Honestly, do it because when I started streaming, I did I was trying to do like 100 tactics a day, which was tough. But during that time, when I did it every day for like about a few weeks, my blitz was just like my bullet was just getting better. Like I wasn't really understanding all the stuff that I was seeing, but just the intuition of knowing, hey, this is the right sequence because I've done it repeatedly over and over helped. And then when I stopped doing tactics, I stopped making it routine. Like I played tactics today and yesterday, and I'm definitely rusty because it's like a muscle that you want to just kind of improve over time. So you do tactics, you develop, and you'll just get better. And I feel like you want to test your strength in terms of like a gauge of getting better through like rapid games. I think that's the best. Like start off at 10-0 or even 15-0, but at least 10-0 because you want to give yourself the time to think and process and try and find like, hey, this is the best way of developing my pieces in the opening, and now let's get to the options.
Yeah.
So that's something I would recommend until like our next lesson, and then I can show you something completely different. But that's kind of how I see it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you recommend any books or anything?
Oh, it's tough because I stopped reading chess books when I was like on hiatus between like 19 to 26, 27. And even now recently, like I'm 32 now, I haven't picked up a chess book because I just haven't had time. But actually, no, that's not true. Like I have a chess book on my phone, I just haven't had a chance to read it because I've been prioritizing other things. Um, but I was told that these 2 books were really good, but I don't know if they're necessarily your level. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like what I would actually say is there's so much free content like on YouTube and videos, but like I'm actually a reader of books. Like I prefer a book. Like when I started getting better in chess, I got better because I read articles. Like so I don't know if do you remember? Do you know the Charles Star?
Yeah.
Newspaper. So they have a life section where if you cut it, if you go there every Sunday, they have a chess game, and they have like an article of a tournament that happens somewhere in Europe, Russia, whatever, and then they'll post the one of the games, and then they'll show a tactic. So when I was a kid, like around 10, I would just cut out the newspaper, read it, go through the moves, not understand like 99% of it, but I did that repetitively over and over every Sunday, and I think that actually helped me to get to like 1300 or 1400, like solid, like over the on the board strength. But I would like here. I'm gonna find a book on my phone. It's on my Kindle because this is the book I was going to read, just to improve myself. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
So it's called. Oh shit! It just opened up. It's called Pawn Structured Chess. So the title is Pawn Structured Chess, and then in brackets it's Bats for Chess. And this guy's really famous from what I remember. And his name and the author is Andrew Soltis. And basically, all he does is he just talks about pawn structures, and that's so important because, like, if pawns can move backwards, then you wouldn't have to worry about pawn structures as much. But as soon as you make a pawn move, like the whole game changes, like the whole landscape does. So, in this, but I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it.
Yeah, I don't think I should read that right now. Maybe when I'm more advanced.
Oh yeah, like I think if you're 1500, then yeah, you get.
Yeah,
but I think if you're 1500, you want to set up a party, a COVID safe party. But that's a huge achievement getting to 1500. Right now, I would just play as many rapid games as possible. Play as many, and more importantly, don't miss tactics like every day, and look for an opening because you seem to like openings a lot. So if you're interested in openings, try out different openings, and that's when you can do when I play Blitz, I try out different openings sometimes to get a feel for it, because if I really like the opening, I'll use it in a tournament. So it'll be like my tournament opening. Like the Italian game, I played in Bullet, I played in Blitz, I played in tournaments because I'm very comfortable with it and I know what to do for a lot of different lines. And even though I haven't studied the opening in some time, I still remember everything of what I need to do. So I'm very comfortable. I can blitz it out really quick. But if I'm playing like if I'm playing like the Rui Lopez, sure, I can play it on blitz and just play like the first 15 moves and try and get it right and go off basic memory. But in a tournament, I wouldn't do that because I would get crushed if someone knew that opening better and can exploit me. So, just empower yourself. That was good, though. I'm really impressed that you found that Bishop B2 move. That, to me, was, like, the biggest. Like, if you could take any little detail or lesson of this like, training session, it's just, you went through 5 different options. You calculated all the different 5. And I don't think you have a hard time calculating. I think that's more natural for you. And you concluded that this makes the most sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Right, thank you.
You kicked ass, man. And then you need to go after, like, Legend and Ethan and challenge them to a game and just start smacking them. Be like, boom, boom, here's my...
Sir.
Yeah, there we go. See, Legend, you're not the only one that has legions. I'm going to grow them over time, and they're just going to slowly take over.